What's up, dog? We've got a really good game going on today. Thank you for Pitbull to arranging this game. A lot of high-level players indeed. I can't possibly introduce them all right now, but we'll definitely see them all in action in the game that's about to commence. And here we go. We have the Germans versus the Soviet Union. We are spectating from Germans' point of view. So I don't know about you, but I'm expecting some high-level Goliaths. So probably won't see that. Anyway, let's introduce these players. On the left, we have Triumph, a part of the Epic clan. On his right, Shikada, who apparently hasn't played for 2 or 3 months, as I have just heard in the Mumble chat. In the central position, we have Scorpion, who has a power level of over 1,000. Gonna be expecting a hell of a lot from him, many aggressions. On his right, we have Dr. Pitbull, spawning with a Cabal car, driving straight away, not using the road. Roads give a little bit of a speed benefit, but, that's just where he spawned. And finally, on the far right-hand side, Black Widow US. Might possibly be American. Everyone's nice and scattered. We have one guy capturing that right-hand point, whilst the rest of the troops move up and capture one of the central positions where the first engagements are bound to happen. And I'm watching this car because the car is usually the first unit which will see troops, and here we have Sir Nad, his 2 infantrymen on this side. I don't know where the rest of his squad was, but they were keeping watch. Okay, we had 3 guys hidden by the fog of war. Here they are next to the school building. The school building actually seems fairly popular in most maps. And look at the position of Black Widow's troops. He's using the gap in the fence to fire through. Making use of that extra prone ability. You can see the high-level micro management involved in this. He's keeping his troops... the amount of control that's just going on, he's making sure each troop is getting the most efficient way of killing the enemy. And Pitbull already seeing a flank opportunity behind the school. Excellent field of fire on all these guys hiding behind these buildings. One guy tries to escape, but Boiler's infantryman gets gunned down. Oh god, this match is not going to be fun to commentate if everyone's going to be aggressively pushing. I don't know what I will watch. Scorpion in the centre, not being overly aggressive. He does have the central position for a little bit, now being capped by the Soviet forces, but those sandbags will offer him protection on either side as his rifleman shoots across. But on this left-hand side, Eva Beatrice getting some units right behind her. Not sure how they ended up popping up there, but she'll deal with them pretty well. Eva Beatrice, our first female player on InukiTV. Wow, isn't that something? I did not know people of the female gender played this game. Regardless, high-level player, do not mess with her. Sandbags already up for the German team behind enemy lines. Very sneaky tactics from Triumph. More to the central, right, left, left. This map needs compass, really, honestly, it does. We have a very good machine gun, a wall of sandbags, good spatial positioning of troops, not going to be taken out by a grenade, but there's a lot of water to cover to get over there. We are playing on the map Glubinka. It's a 6v6 map, but we are playing 5v5, of course, to allow me to spectate. This T-26, controlled by Sir Nad. I'm going to have a difficult time in this area. You notice very, very raw, lots of buildings to hide behind, possible AT, which I will be expecting from players, or at least an AT rifle. An AT rifle could deal with that T-26 over time. Or, in fact, this AA gun, which is being deployed to the field by Dr. Pitbull, making use of a vehicle. Very sexy tactics, indeed. And I love how the guy actually has an animation for getting out of the vehicle. Hats off to the guy who animated this game. You are quite possibly my favourite animator already, and this AA gun's turning around to get a shot off on that T-26. T-26, I'm not sure if it was aware of that, but it's getting pounded. Hull damage, still repairable for now. The guys get out. He's not going to finish that off with the AA gun. Scorpion trying to control this area. Central right position. Middle currently controlled by the Soviet Union. As for the flanks of the middle, though, they are controlled by the German forces, which means they kind of have a foothold on that island. They can move in to take that central position. It is weak. Only just being held in control. Triumph bringing up a Panzer III. Makes a dent in that T-26 by fly-by-night. Triumph going to continue pushing, and look at all this infantry in the area. That Panzer III is well protected. Even though there's plenty of places to hide. He's making sure that Panzer III isn't going to get a nasty surprise by sending out infantry ahead of him. We have a half-track in the background, straight away destroyed. I don't even get a chance to see who that belonged to. Anyway, as Triumph continues to advance on that left-hand side, we've got a lot of infantry moving onto this island from Scorpion. A machine gunner from Coman is protecting this area, but he's getting flanked from the right-hand side. Scorpion crawls a guy up. He's going to lob a grenade. You just know it. There it goes. We're going to ping over here. Looks like there was a guy there. Could threaten this Panzer III. They don't want to lose that too early on in the game. It's still relatively new to this battlefield. Has a long life ahead of it. Over on this right-hand side where the little village is, we've got a little bit of smokes going off. A lot of infantry hiding in the battle. A radio operator has called down an artillery strike on this AA gun, which had moved up ever so slightly into the village. T-26 firing on the infantry. This is a brand new T-26 controlled by Boiler, and he's not just rushing that in there, because Black Widow could have anything hidden there. So Scorpion now moving up, continuing to advance on the central location. One of his guys dies, unfortunately, but this guy not in sight of that machine gun up there. He's going to run up, toss a grenade, but Coneman sees that. Scorpion throws that grenade, but he should have fired it where he was going to be, not where he was. And reinforcements have arrived for Coman. Another grenade goes off, and you can see one guy is left to cover the flank as he retreats his other soldier. Excellent attrition here. He's saving every single guy he can, and he goes for a swim. It might be a long swim for him being chased by that. The T-26 on this right-hand side from Boiler is now moving up a little bit, trying to stay in the open where he won't be surprised. On the OPPOSITE side of the map, we have a Panzer III finally destroyed, crashes into the tree. Crew appears to be dead or stuck inside, going to be burning alive. And we can see the T-34 emerging from the background, commanded by Eva. As Triumph moves up right on the left-hand side of the map, might possibly get a flank on that T-34. Although it does look like the T-34 has noticed. Even so, the Volkstrom on that left-hand side flank don't come with AT grenades, so he won't be able to do anything sneaky like that. Whew, hopping over to the right-hand side, Scorpion now has a 222 and a few infantry. He's going to approach with that. He needs to be aware of this machine gun on the other side of the river. That could potentially destroy this 222 if he notices, and it does. Hull damage straight away. Infantry running up to try and provide support, but the crew instantly die. Great sandbag placements for all players on this. We have Boiler and Cernad on this area. Cernad does have some Spetsnaz out. They are special purpose infantry, and that's about as much as I know for them. All you really need to know is they're better than regular infantry. They are hardcore. And look at this guy, he's just standing on the machine gun. Eventually goes prone. Got to tell your guys to hit the deck when being fired at. It will increase their accuracy. It will make them harder to hit. Always a good idea to do whenever you can, whenever you have the option to. On the central position, the Germany are just being really aggressive. It's not like Germany to push so much in this early game. A lot of their strength comes from the armor late game. The Russians are really having a hard time on all fronts. Just to counter this, they are constantly being pushed back, pressured in every zone. Truly amazing play. I think it's safe to say, though, if this was a normal team playing as the Russians, that this game would have been over already. Things seem to have calmed down just a little bit. On this right-hand side, we have two tanks here from Cernad and Boiler. Their opponents on this side, who we are spectating from, is Black Widow US and Dr. Pitbull. This village has been slightly wrecked because of it, and I'm sure by the end of this it will be just gone, completely gone. I'm not sure why there's so much tanks in that area. You can see Pitbull using the half-track to deliver AT guns to the field. We do have an AT gun over here as well, so it's going to be difficult for tanks to move up in the area. They could really do with more infantry or artillery, such as mortars. But then again, I am no expert. These guys are a hell of a lot better than me, I can assure you. already both of these tanks destroyed by the packs. As I said, I think I was correct on this one. Tanks are just not welcome to this village. Artillery being called down on this location. Only one guy there though, I'm not sure why he fired it there. Perhaps he suspected there was more there than he actually saw. I honestly don't know. It's just crazy. I'm going to go right down this battlefield, right across the line of where all the action is, and just look how much is going on. To think that there's 5 people on each side just battling each other. It looks great. So much control happening. We end up here on the opposite side of the map with Triumph battling the forces of good. Eva, the T-34 still alive. Now, so far from Triumph, all I've seen from him is a Panzer III. So perhaps he's saving for something to take care of that T-34, but right now it's not pushing go and fly by night. Gets grenaded behind the sandbags. And you can tell he noticed. He did run some of the guys away, but some were still hooked up to the wall. Sometimes that happens with the AI. They just want to continue firing, or they're reloading, or ducking behind cover, and they don't quite get out of there in time by themselves. Eva running up down into this canyon is completely surrounded by Triumph's troops though. Not sure what the idea there was. T-34 remaining on the left hand side, kind of locking that down. I'm not sure how protected by infantry that is, but there's definitely room for some sneaky tactics from what I can see from the German perspective. We got an ammo crate dropping here. What this is basically saying is he's actually ran out of ammo on some of his infantry, possibly a machine gunner. Important to keep them stocked up, and that's exactly what he's doing. It looks like the Russians have captured the center of the island as well as this right position, almost theirs. Scorpion putting light pressure on this side, but we have what seems to be a huge assault force from Scorpion. So he's going to be back in this game, back trying to take that point. With a Pack 40, a half-track, and a squad of troops. Check out the position of all the units on the right-hand side of the map, and also look at the position of the sandbags compared to where the pack is. You can see sandbags through the fog of war, so usually people fire artillery on those sandbags thinking the Pack 40's there. There doesn't appear to be too much forces on this right-hand side. This 222 needs to learn from the previous 222. There's a machine gun on the other side of the hill, and that's already taken care of that 222. It could go down. This is such a light attack though, not much attacking this fortification at all. Although not much defending it. A Tiger from Triumph. This is exactly what he was saving for. As I mentioned earlier, now he's supporting it with infantry, and it's just a circle of protection. No infantryman from the Russian forces is going to get past that. He splits the guys up on the left and right hand side of the road. Eva's T-34 still exists, needs to watch out for this Tiger. It is no match for it. It appears like it's advancing though, could be a big mistake, could be trying just to get a side shot, I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. A half-track now moves up for a close assault, and the T-34 makes that mistake in trying to engage the Tiger. I'm not sure if it even noticed the Tiger was there, it definitely made a sound. And now there's nothing to take out that half-track, which is advancing down the road. This side is just totally in trouble. I'm not sure how the Soviet Union can return from this. Definitely could use some help from the other teammates. Always very important to remember, these are team games. This is a 5v5. Requesting support from your teammates can win you the game. You know, just a unit you might need on your side of the battlefield. The Soviet forces are doing pretty well on the right hand side of the map. They could give some support. There's a tank appearing, 2 tanks appearing on that side. We're going to catch up to that later, but these Marines hiding behind this rock. Marines, a special unit for the Soviet Union. They have quite a weird uniform. I feel like I'm going to offend a lot